Now, ever since the Hell Arc one-shot dropped, we received new information about Hell, such as when the captives die, they get cast into Hell due to the radiation composing their bodies, and even a new power system. It also ignited more questions and theories to the community as well. In today's video, I'll be talking about Yamamoto and his correlation to Hell, with information not just from the Hell Arc one-shot, but from the manga itself, which I haven't seen talked about very much. Yamamoto has existed for thousands of years, even before he created the Gote 13, and had extraordinary powers even then. But before the one-shot dropped, I really never gave a thought to Yamamoto being correlated to Hell, but now looking back at Yamamoto as a character, you really start to see a correlation. One of the main things that highlights this correlation is in Yamamoto's name itself. Yamamoto's name is derived from Yama in Buddhist religion, the stone leader of the underworld. Yama is seen as the god of the Naraka realm, which is Buddha's hell. Yama is a defender of justice, guardian of the law, and protector of Buddhism itself. He also judges the dead and presides over the Cycle of Rebirth, otherwise known as Samsara. If you think the Cycle of Rebirth is familiar, that is because the cosmology of BLEACH is roughly based off the Samsara. Samsara, from my understanding, represents the cycle of life, death, matter, and existence itself. There are 6 realms in the Cycle of Rebirth, and Kubo correlates those realms to each one of the dimensions in the BLEACH universe. The Diva realm is populated by godlike beings who enjoy great power, wealth, and long life. They live in happiness, but even the divas grow old and die. Further, their privilege and exalted status blind them to the suffering of others. So in spite of their long lives, they have neither wisdom nor compassion. The Soul Society has similar qualities to the Diva realm. It is filled with godlike beings which grow old and die, and people with godlike abilities look down on humans and used to have no compassion. For example, when Renji was capturing Rukia, he looked down on her for gaining human-like emotions. The Hungry Ghost realm in Buddhism is filled with hungry ghosts, otherwise known as Preta, and they are pictured as beings with huge empty stomachs, but they have pinhole mouths, and their necks are so thin that they cannot swallow. A hungry ghost is one who always looks outside of himself for the new things that will satisfy the craving within him. Similar to the Hungry Ghost realms, Hueco Mundo is filled with hollows that have holes in them, and because they have holes, it makes them look for something beyond themselves to fill it. The realm we will be focusing on in today's video, like I said before, is the Narakagati, the Hell realm. The Hell realm is seen as the worst compared to the other realms. Hell is located south of the universe and beneath the earth, and it consists of a series of cavernous layers. Beings that reside in Hell are shown to have a short fuse. Everything makes them angry, and they deal with that anger with aggression. Similar to the Naraka realm, the Hell realm in BLEACH consists of multiple layers, and in the Hellverse movie, Hell seems to amp Ichigo's hollow and make him more stronger and aggressive, leading him to becoming a vaster lord easier. Back to the man Yama, he is depicted as a wrathful god that is able to conjure hellfire all around him, as seen in all of his images. Being seen as this wrathful god that is surrounded by hellfire is awfully similar to Yamamoto, so let's talk about that. During a flashback, Kid Shunsui enters Yamamoto's room and sees a painting. He asks Yamamoto what the painting is and describes it as a god of fire from an old tale. Yamamoto states it was a painting of an old monster that appeared in the Soul Society a long time ago, and that monster made things worse for the Soul Society. Yuho explains in a memory that Yamamoto used to be a cold-hearted killer, and because of that, he and the Gote 13 back then were feared. He used to use everything and anything to slay an enemy, and the lives of his comrades were as much as ash to him. Even as Yoshiro stated that normally Yamamoto would immediately kill him as soon as he entered his presence. So throughout multiple occurrences, Yamamoto is illustrated as this raging, fire-encompassed being that is just like very powerful. I don't know how to explain it. Now let's dive into how through his abilities Yamamoto is correlated to Hell. In Bankai, he has the ability Zanka no Tachi West, which surrounds his body with heat that reaches up to 15 million degrees. The importance here is that the ability can be translated to Hell Cloak of the Lingering Sun or Sunset Hell Robe. Additionally, in Zanka no Tachi South, he gathers the ashes of everyone he's killed and imbues them with heat, allowing the dead to become his faithful servants and pursue anyone he pleases. The army possibly ranging up to around 10 trillion people. This type of ability is something I would expect an overseer of Hell to be able to do. Exactly why? I don't know, it just makes sense. I mean, just looking at Yamamoto's character, not only is he a wrathful being, but when he activates his abilities, himself and his surroundings get encompassed by raging hellfire. So, moving on, Yamamoto has this ability he used in Fake Hardcore Town, which surrounds him and his enemy in multiple vast pillars of flames. This attack is called Anetsu Jigoku, which literally means flames of hell or scorching hell. Yamamoto also states that whoever is caught up in the attack will perish in a burning hell. It seems pretty apparent that Kubo was consistently dropping subtle hints that correlates Yamamoto's power with hell, even before we knew much about it. And in Bleach's 11th serialization cover, Kubo states verbatim that Yamamoto is the guardian of hell that turns everything to ash. I thought of a couple things that this could mean. Kubo could be foreshadowing that Yamamoto would eventually become a guardian of hell, as seen hell significantly alters the captains that go into hell. Ukitake Shikai became drastically larger. Although we don't get to see him in the flesh, I would say a change happened to his body as well, and he became one of the beings that drag people back to hell. I do think this is unlikely because the statement is saying he's currently the guardian of hell, rather he would become one. It could also be referring to how Yamamoto was involved with holding back hell at that point, but I also don't think this is the case because Kubo would have stated Unohana, Ukitake, Shunsui, Yuha, Aizen, or any other captain was a guardian of hell, so I don't think that's likely. As I said before, due to the immense Ryatsu Yamamoto had, he along with other Shinigami played a part in holding the jaws of hell shut, and because Yuha and Aizen's Ryatsu disappeared, along with the fact that Yamamoto, Ukitake, and Unohana was sent to hell, the jaws of hell could freely be opened. It's probable that beings like Aizen and Yamamoto already knew that they would be cast into hell, which would possibly be another reason for Aizen to gain immortality. Once a captain gets cast into hell, it seems as though they gain the same role as the entity we saw pierce the Shrieker and send him to hell. It's possible that that demon-like entity was a former captain or a powerful being that we never knew of. So what does this statement mean? Yamamoto is the only captain that has had multiple abilities and direct mentions linking him to hell before the one-shot. There's only one captain that I can think of that comes close to that, but that's for another video. My theory is that young Yamamoto, even before Iwatsu created the Zanpakuto, was physically involved with hell in some way. At some point in time, hundreds of thousands of years ago, Ryo split the universe and Soul Reapers were assigned to manage the world. Like I said before, Soul Reapers did not have Zanpakuto at that point, so Soul Reapers had to fight enemies off with their own power alone. One of the main power Shinigamis used without the use of their Zanpakuto is Kido. The interesting fact about Kido is that it is translated to demon arts, or demon way. Oni, otherwise known as demons, torment sinners as wardens of hell in Buddhism, and administer sentences passed down by hell's magistrate, King Yama. So my theory is that at one point in time, hundreds of thousands of years ago, Yamamoto was involved with the creation of Kido by using practices and abilities that demons use from hell as well. That might be a bit far-fetched, but it is plausible with multiple facts that I brought up previously. Hell existed long before Ryo split the universe, and along with hell comes demons. So Soul Reapers gaining power from demons or learning how to use powers from demons is possible, as crazy as it sounds. So to wrap things up, Yamamoto does have a lot of things that connect him to hell, with the fact that he's depicted as Yama for Buddhism and multiple abilities that directly involve him with hell. Why Kubo made Yamamoto disconnected is still a mystery, which hopefully will unfold with more of the Hell arc. Or maybe the anime can expand on his backstory. Either way, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I'll see y'all next time.
I'm about